Hi everyone, it's Allison from Fathom 5 Tarot, and I haven't done a video in a while. I could have predicted that this would happen because it's September, and September is such a busy time of year for me. Um, anyway, here I am, and because I'm in September and I'm thinking about school and back to school and learning, I thought I would make this video about decks that I need to do some book learning about for one reason or another. Sometimes it's maybe just because I want to dive more deeply into the book, and sometimes it's because I feel like I can't make the deck work without a book. So I have the deck, and some of them I don't have the books yet. I don't know, I thought I'd talk about it and see if anybody else feels that they have a deck that maybe they haven't had a chance to dive into yet because they want to learn more about it. There's no real order here. I guess, well, this one's maybe the simplest. I'm going to start with the Animal Totem Tarot. The book is by Lisa Robinson, and the illustrations are by Eugene Smith. I've actually had this deck for a while, and I love it. It's a beautiful deck. It's actually quite easy to read for the most part. It's very Rider-Waite-Smithy. But I love the book. And I want to revisit it. It's so good. I got it at around the same time as the Green Witches Tarot, and I don't know what it is with the book with that one. It just doesn't click with me. But this one, it's got so much information. Let me show you the book. It's got so much information, not only about the meaning of the cards. So if you open up, so I've got the Page of Wands, the Salamander. It's got a full. Hear that crack? Yikes. Oh, there we go. That's all right. I don't mind when my spines bend. It's weird that this one hadn't yet, though. So full page black and white representation, and then it gives you the basics of the tarot card, and then read about how it works in business and career, family and relationships, health and well-being, and the card of the day journal prompts with a little journal space there, which is really cool. And I didn't do that. The journal space, I think, is only for the major. No, it's for all of them. Everyone gets a journal space, and I actually think I'd like to do that with this deck because I do love it so much. And just the information you get on the animals is so interesting. It's great. So the reason I think I don't pull this one off the shelf as much as I normally would, and this is such a stupid, petty thing, but I got this deck. I'll keep showing cards. I got this deck in the, I think, 15 minutes that Llewellyn changed their cardstock. And the cardstock is thicker, but I don't like it. It's a bummer to shuffle. It doesn't move around easily in your hand. And I love a good thick cardstock that feels all those feel things, silky and sturdy. And I don't mind not riffle shuffling, but this one, like, it's not great to shuffle in any way. And I think that came also in one of the old Llewellyn boxes, and I think now they've got those magnetic closures. But I can't buy a new deck just for the cardstock. I feel like that's really wasteful. Oh, look at that Magician. Oof. Oh, and can we just give a little shout out for the Empress? I mean, come on. It's such a great deck. And it's also, there's the Fool, a really challenging deck. The sad cards are sad. I don't know if I can find one. Yeah, but it's difficult to find one because it's so hard to move through my hands. No, not really. Oh, yeah, here we go. The Five of Cups. So sad. So it's a great deck, and it's a great book. I don't feel like I've utilized the book as fully as I would like to, and I would like to use this deck more. And if I have to get a new one, I guess, because the cardstock's so crappy, the backs are beautiful. But I'm going to do some book learning with that one. So that one's easy because I know the deck quite well, and I have the book, and I just haven't done all the exercises, and I think that would be a fun exercise to do. Okay, Next, oh, well, this is actually similar, but except for I've never read the book, and that's the Mythic Tarot. I have the first edition Mythic set with this gorgeous book that looks like it's never been opened. I bought it used for $15, which I can't believe. Canadian dollars, which is like nothing. And this is a deck that I do love to look at and I do love to use, but I don't have any of the mythic knowledge really. I know there are specific gods and goddesses represented in this deck, and I'd really like to learn more about that. But I just sort of treat it like any old deck and look at the gorgeous pictures. But I feel like I could be getting a lot more out of it if I just took advantage of this resource that's right here. And am I the only person who does this, who sort of gets something with all good intentions and then just ends up looking at the cards and not the book? I don't know. Sometimes I think maybe having more abstract card helps me, because then I have to rely on the book more and just sort of see what the artist intended. Look at that King of Pentacles. I like that one. Oh, one more. Look at this Queen of Wands. You know how she usually has a cat? Ha! What a boss. It's a great, great, great deck. So I'm going to do some book learning at some point. That's the other thing. I'm so busy. I don't know when I'm going to do book learning, but these are things that I look at on my shelf and I'm like, they're not getting their due because I'm not putting that effort in. Okay. Next, we're going to go to ones that I have not touched at all because I feel like I'm nervous almost because I don't feel like I have the knowledge to back it up. And not nervous, that's a bit silly, but these I've been looking at, so I put them back in their order to try and sort of just get more from the cards, but I do definitely want to get the book. And the first is the Medieval Scapini Tarot. I have been interested in the look of this one for a while. And I've heard a lot of people talk about Scapini's work and how beautiful it is and what a great deck it is. But I'd heard on several places that what you should try and do is get I think this edition's from the 1980s. Yeah, 85. And you can tell because it's got the little window in the front. I think that's how you tell. I got this on eBay. The box isn't in great condition. It's all taped together. But again, I don't care about that. And the cards are amazing. Just sort of ancient looking. They're from 1985. But and apparently, if you buy the book Art and Arcana, it'll tell you all about the deck. But also, just I think Scapini put some famous faces in here, and I think Scapini himself is represented somewhere in here. It's in a style that I would love to sort of spend some time with, but on the other hand, it feels quite foreign to me, and I don't know what to do with it really. But I do think it's a really cool deck. The reason why people online said I should go for the 1985, or anybody should go for the 1985 edition, is that I guess the colors come out a bit blotchy on reprints. I mean, it's a very rich, saturated art style here, so I can see how it could quickly become blotchy, but I don't know if you can see. Look at all the things by the hermit's feet. Like standing over the ocean, there's ships and waves and whales and who knows what else. A sea monster, maybe? I don't know, but there's lots of detail, so I would like to learn about that. These are the backs I think I showed. And I just feel like this would be a cool one to pull out, right? If someone asks you to read and you're like, I'm going to read with this bad boy. It's just so, even though it's modernly done, 1985, it's classical looking. But I feel nervous and I don't feel like I can, without the book, I don't know what I can do with it really. Oh, I guess let me show you, because I was doing that in order, wasn't I? Let me show you some of the minors, just because I would have been flipping through the majors. The 8 of coins, 9 of coins, and then I'll skip ahead. We're not going to be in order anymore. 9 of swords. Let's do the 10 of swords. Everyone likes to see the 10 of swords. And then let's do a queen. Five of Swords. I got one more. Oh, let's do a Cups. Oh, like the Six of Cups. Look how much is going on there. There's so much. And it's so cool. I just look at it respectfully and I put it away because I don't feel like I got the book learning to behind it. Next, same exact thing. This came to my house when I was out of town this summer and also super busy. I was out of town for weeks at a time, and so I received it, I put it in a drawer and didn't even open it until recently. And that's the Spirit Keepers Tarot. This is the second edition, the Vitruvian edition. And this was, I think, for me, a bit of FOMO because I knew it was limited. I know that Benabel Wen is a great artist. I mean, these drawings. It's just beautiful. Again, this is an order, so I'll try and skip ahead. And I really liked the look of the Vitruvian, the browns, rather than just the black and white, and sort of the layers of that. I don't know how well the computer is picking it up, but it is more variantly shaded than you might think. And I am terrified of it. I just feel like there's so much, and I should be able to just look at it. I don't know. And I feel like the Facebook group, I went on the Facebook group to have a little look around, and I felt like it was really intense, and I just didn't have the background to really contribute. Yeah, this is all on me. It's nothing about that. This is me. This has just been my reaction to it. Oh, look at that. It is just so cool. But I haven't even ordered the Book of Maps yet. Again, just time. I just thinking of it in time. I'm going to maybe do it tonight after I get off this. Let me just, Ace of Scepters, Sacred Fire. Sorry, it's hard to show this one and not get my fingers in the way. Three of Orbs. I'm not sure if she has more of these left. She may. The website is, of course, still up. That's all part of her website. It's so pretty. But I just don't, I feel like I need help with it. Oh, check out this Five of Swords. So cool. So that's that, book learning. And the book is enormous that you can order, and I will have it printed because as many times as I get books on PDF and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll totally read that on my laptop. Never do. I like to have the paper book because I am old. Okay, and the last one. This one, I feel, I almost didn't make the list, but I just wanted to touch it. This is the Muse Tarot by the gorgeous Chris Ann, who I love. And initially, this was bundled with the Lightseers Tarot, as everybody knows, because that's been a very popular deck. And so I got the bundle. I like to support Canadian artists. I like paying Canadian shipping prices from a place, I think she probably lives a few hours away from me. And so the shipping was less than it would be for a regular Kickstarter deck. But I didn't know how much I would actually love it. This is the first collage deck that I've really clicked with. I keep going back and forth on the Spolia Tarot because I think those creators are so awesome and so groovy. I just heard them speaking on a podcast not very long ago. They just seem so right on. But I'm not sure. I may end up getting the Spolia. It is a pretty funky deck. I'm not sure it will work for me, but there's a real cohesion to this collage deck. It's a really like feminist woman power. I love it. I love it. I love how that looks like, to me, those people under the Emperor look like music notes on a staff, which is so cool. Again, these are all in order because I've just been gawking and looking at them. And the book has just become available for order. You can pick your cover, which is super cool. And I can't wait. So it's not that I haven't been using it. I think this one's pretty intuitive. Look at that Chariot. Oh, and I have to show you Strength too, because it is bad. Yes. Look at that. Just sitting on my lion, as you do. And her, I'm sorry, I could just do this all day long. Just rocks my world. Okay, again, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit here, so I'm sorry if I'm missing, your favorite. But there's lots of walkthroughs, I think, of this one. Fours of Information. Oh, Two of Emotions. Look how pretty. And how synchronistic. And And then, where am I going next here? The Voices. Ace of Voices. Well, everybody likes the Three of Swords, actually, so let me do that one. In this case, it's the Voices. It's just so cool. Oh, I can't get enough. And then Pentacles Materials. What do we like to see in the Pentacles? Oh, this is a famous image from this deck. I think this is one of the promotional images. Materials, and let's do another materials. I like the Pentacles. Oh, let's do a court card from the Pentacles. Oh, I love this one. The Knight of Materials. I have a real thing for horses. Oh, and the other cool thing about this deck, I should say, is that the kings are the muses and they're sideways. So awesome. So again, I don't feel like I need, this one's great for me out of the box, but I am very interested in Chris-Anne's artistic process. To pull together two such different and yet so successful tarot decks at the same time is mind-blowing to me. One is all hand-drawn and painted. The other is collage artwork. I just, I'm really interested to hear her voice as an artist. And for that reason, I think I'd get a lot out of that book. And so, but I'm not waiting for it. I love this deck. I mix it up, I look it around, I put it back in order, I re-go through the cards in order. And when you do, there's just a real story being told and a real cohesion. And it's a goodie, you guys. It is a goodie. I know Light Seekers is sold out, the indie edition. I don't know about Muse. And I don't know if Muse has been picked up by another publisher. Light Seeker has. And while it won't have all the glorious bells and whistles of the indie edition, it's sure to be just as gorgeous. It's so much prettier than you can even come across on the computer, I think. So, yeah. So if you're on the fence, give Chris-Anne some love and get her decks because I think they're great. So those are my long-term learning goals, the decks where I want to do some deeper diving into books and works. Do you have ones where you get the deck but you don't have the book, or you have the book and you haven't cracked it yet and you feel stumped about that? Or is there a book you'd like to revisit because you love it? I'd love to hear about what people think about the books that they love, the tarot books that they love. Oh, and while I'm talking about books that I love, I just have to say, The Testaments by Margaret Atwood came out, I guess last week, the 10th of September, a week and a day ago. I'm almost finished it, and it is amazing, and I love it. And I was very worried because I'm a big fan of the original book, and I thought that a sequel could be disastrous. And of course, she's Margaret Atwood, so she's avoided every disastrous pitfall so far. I don't know if there'll be any, but and just made really good choices for a sequel where if you have questions about the first book and Gilead, some of them will get answered, some of them won't, but it's great. Check it out. So have an awesome night, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.